Welcome to another edition of Coffee with Tea. I'm your host, the amazing Tea Street. This is my coffee mug today. It's too long to read. It's my friendship mug. It talks about how you put your friends into categories and how you are able to discern who your real friends are. So today I wanted to talk just a little bit about this notion of how do we begin dialogue with people that we don't really either know or with young people. People often tell me, "Oh, T, you do such a great job of working with kids. I just can't connect with kids. I don't know what to say to them. They don't know what to say to me." Can I just give you a suggestion? s- One of the great ways that I found to dialogue with young people is, and yeah, sometimes it gets on their nerves, but it also opens it up to some really interesting conversations. It's just plain old basic Q&A, questions and answers. They can be fun questions. Sometimes I start off by simply asking young people, "So, how's school going? How is your day? How are you feeling these days?" Yesterday, I had the occasion to speak at a middle school, and I love middle school kids for just their brutal honesty. That's why I love them. They don't have all the filters, and even if they did, they wouldn't care. They wouldn't exercise filters. They simply want to be authentic and real. So, yesterday, I was at a middle school with over 800 kids. I had the occasion to ask the question, what are words that have been said to you that you have now believed about yourself? And the first young person to answer was a sixth grade African American male. And I'll be honest with you, I understand from that. His response gave me a total understanding of why we are seeing an increase in the number of young people who are making attempts on their own lives who are African American males, 14 to 24. His comment helped me to see all that I needed to see. I simply asked a question, and he raised his hand sitting on the floor in front of me, and he said that I am not enough. And when I tell y'all, going on with my speech was hard because that comment broke my heart. So I reassured him that not only is he enough, he is more than enough. And then I gave all of the student strategies for how to combat in their own minds some of the negative self-talk and the negative talk of others so that they can be authentically who they are and really learn how to love themselves unconditionally without apology. But at the end of my hour-long speech, which was supposed to be 45 minutes, but the kids took me there, I did a really quick, what I thought was going to be a really quick Q&A, and I got the best questions that I've ever been asked. And it opened up huge dialogue between me and these middle school kids. And their questions weren't frivolous. Their questions were on point. One kid asked me, "What is one choice that changed the trajectory of my life?" What? Mm. Another kid asked me, "What has been the greatest challenge I've had to overcome? And how did I do it?" Another kid wanted to know, "What has been my greatest success? And to what do I attribute that success?" These kids they were just shooting off fire, y'all. I could not believe. Yes, W. Shauna Gibbs Sands. These kids were throwing fire at me, and I almost felt like I had to put up a little shield to keep myself from the fire. But what I didn't do is run from the questions. Every single question that they asked me, I answered in full transparency. And then I started asking them questions, and they answered in full transparency. If we want to know how we can best serve and save our young people, I want to encourage you to engage in Q&A, two-way question and answer discourse with our young people. But can I tell you, it's also how we can have more wholesome relationships with other adults. The more people ask me, because I'm not a normal initiator of conversation, but when people invite me in by asking me a question, it gives me the opening to be able to answer that question and get out of my own head and really engage. And then it allows me to ask them about themselves so that they too can share who they are. I'm really in this season of life really focused on building really meaningful connections, particularly to our young people, but also to people who are in worlds around me, just making sure that the connections I make are meaningful, not just to me, but also to other people. So if you really want to know how to figure out what young people are thinking, ask them. I am so inspired after these kids yesterday. When I tell you, it was one of the best days I've ever had on a speaking stage simply because kids allowed me to know them in a deeper way through a Q&A that I normally don't get to do in schools. And I allowed them to know me because when they asked the hard questions, I gave the hard answers. And so I just want to encourage you. I see you, Brother Will. Can I tell you, thank you for the work that you do with the young people in your program. Keep inspiring those young people. Keep opening up the doors of communication between you and between them because our young people need us having these conversations. When that young African American male said to me, sixth grade, that the message he had heard about himself and that he believes about him is that he is not enough, it was a clarion call for all of us to step up and do better. I'm the amazing T Street, but can I tell you, there's nothing amazing in me that's not in each and every one of you. Take the opportunity today to do a little Q&A. Have a great day, everybody.